I'm Taylor Mathews. I'm 18. I'm from Alexandria, Louisiana.
Cool. So, for someone who's never seen the show, can you describe your style of music and how you got into it?
Yeah, my style of music is kind of funky, kind of soulful, kind of poppy. You know, it's all kind of thrown into one. Kind of a little Jason Mraz here. It's a little edgier, and I've heard John Mayer for some reason. I think he's really, high standard, so I'm not sure exactly how I'll meet up to his, but whatever.
So far, so good from what we've seen. So what made you decide to audition for the show, and what was that process like for you?
My friend actually, it was a regular day. We're playing a little coffee shop gig for about 20 or 30 people, and my friend Trey Thomas, he actually auditioned for it last year, and he didn't quite make it, so he decided to come back again, and I was like, I don't really know about that because he asked me, and about a month later, I asked my dad, the day before the audition, I was like, hey, Dad, you want to go? And he was like, sure. We packed up, we left, drove 5 hours, waited 12 hours, and drove 5 hours back. It was a grueling experience. It was very, enduring patience-wise, but it's helped. It's really proved to be a great experience.
Did your dad audition too?
No, my dad didn't audition, but he is part of the group. He's part of my act. He's kind of the backstage, so. He's, I'm Taylor Mathews, of course, but it should really be Taylor Mathews and Dad because he's been, every reason why I'm here today.
Yeah, we were reading in your bio that he kind of gave you a guitar when you were 13 and you started playing. So how did that one gesture from your father change your life?
Yeah, I really didn't know how that would exactly happen. We went to Atlanta, Georgia, grabbed a Fender Stratocaster, and came back home with it. And he was kind of playing, and I just kind of like, what is happening right now? This is really cool. So I started picking it up, and I tried to learn from DVDs. Didn't work out. And I ended up going upstairs, and I just strummed a D chord for some reason. I don't know how it happened, but since then, I couldn't put it down, and I stayed up. 9 hours a day after junior high school. I'd get back and I wouldn't eat some nights, and it's just been great. It's a passion of mine. It's what I love, and I actually get to do it now. So.
So what is it like? The show is going live. You're standing backstage. You're about to go on. How do you feel?
I feel very nervous. It's a lot of nerves, like jumping in my bones, whatever. And but once I get out there, the crowd really makes me feel at home. You hear people screaming, you hear the support. Right before I read all the fan mail, how supportive they've been. And it really is. A lot of people don't get to experience that, and I really take that in, and it really soothes me down, and calms me down. So it's been great.
That's very cool. Did you want to hop in?
So you are writing your own songs now, correct?
Right. I've always written my own songs. Never played covers before. This is the first time I've ever played covers.
So you just play covers?
Yes.
So what are most of your songs about? Personal experiences or?
Actually, my first song is called Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'm not sure if you guys have caught any clips of that, but Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's a very bright, energetic song. Very happy, and that's what message I want to get through. All my messages in my songs are filled with hope. That there's a bigger picture out there, and I want them to grasp and embrace life. I want to give the young people kind of like a model to look up to, and I feel like since Walt Disney kind of like passed away, it's kind of morbid to talk about, but a lot of the moral values for the show has been just kind of dropped down, and I feel like maybe a lot of the kids don't have really somebody to look up to, so I feel like maybe I could step in if I can live up to that.
And what does your dad think about it? Beyond excited for you?
My dad's always overly joyed, of course we're going to have, conflicts and stuff due to the show because it's such an intense moment, but I think just hanging out, just being able to connect with his son like this, and it just really has been able to bring in the whole family, and I think he's really happy about that because he's able to get his mom, in on it, and his stepdad, and it really has, been great, and it really has brought in the whole family, made us all connect with each other more.
We're sisters, so we can totally relate to that. Besides your dad, who are your kind of biggest musical influences?
Besides my dad, my biggest musical influences, John Mayer, Ben Rector, Jimmy Needham, Zach Hendricks, and Mark Broussard. Mark Broussard was actually a hometown hero to us kind of thing. He grew up an hour and a half out, and he's a very soulful guy, very bluesy guy. I've actually gotten the pleasure to meet him now. He's signed to Atlantic Records. He uses the same entertainment lawyer John Mayer uses. He's in the big time now, and I actually have his number, which is kind of odd. But I usually listen to a lot of underground music besides John Mayer. I'll listen to stuff that other people don't listen to. I try to keep myself unique as possible.
That's cool. Like, who's your favorite artist that no one would know about that you're listening to right right now?
Yeah, definitely Ben Rector. Ben Rector is definitely my favorite. I think he's getting a few little radio airplays here and there, but he's really, for the most part, not known about.
And where would you like all this to lead, whether you win or not? Where would you like to see this show lead you?
I definitely think so far the show has given me a great foundation. Definitely in Canada. Apparently, a lot of the Canadians watch this show, so I don't know how that works out entirely. But I really want to just go out there and play music for people. I don't expect press. I've never done this whole thing. I really wasn't looking to do this, but for the most part, I just want to play music. I just want to just have fun up there. Give them a great experience, just to have fun, at a concert. I mean, if it's people's first concerts, I want to make sure that they're, having fun. Just fun. That's all I can say. I don't really know what to say, but
no, that's
I
perfect.
just want people to have fun.
That's great. And are you getting recognized on the streets now?
Yeah. Actually, I went to Baja Fresh the other day, and I went up and grabbed some jalapenos, and the guy was like, yeah, so aren't you that guy from American Idol? I was like, no, America's Got Talent. And he's like, oh. Well, different TV show, but I still recognize, But it was awesome, and even in restaurants around here, P.F. Chang's, they got the TV show right, though. I mean, people do recognize me, which is kind of crazy because this is L.A. It's huge, it's massive, and it really hasn't hit me that I'm actually on TV, I really don't feel any different,
Have you been home since this has all happened?
Yes, ma'am. We actually came home from this last weekend. We played a show for about 1,000 people. So I thought that was really neat. But, I mean, hometown sports has been absolutely phenomenal.